Hi everyone, Emma here. Take a look at what I have today. So I'm going to show you how to make this Tila chain bracelet. I feel like it looks like chain when you link them together like that. And you can see when you move them that they actually move. So it's kind of cool. And you can do some neat things like that with these ombre colors. So going from yellow, kind of a light orange, and then a light red to a dark red. Now I'm using these colors, I'm using the green just because I didn't have a dark red, and I thought that kind of went with the color. So you can use whatever colors you have. And I'm showing you this section here because to do the ombre color, it's important to keep it straight as to how you're going to do it. So I set up my beads this way. So I set up my colored tiles next to my colored beads. Now I just put out the bottles to show you. So this is a Beebeecraft collaboration, and I got a set of Tila beads from them. It's a set of 10, and let's enlarge this a bit so you can see all of the colors. But I just wanted to make sure you got the idea of setting up your beads so that you didn't get confused. So let's open this up. You see my desk on the other side. Let's bring it up a little so you can see the colors. So the tubes, it was $11.75 for the set of 10 tubes. So these are all the colors you get. And if I did a complete unboxing of these items, so you can go take a look at that, but I just wanted to review it quickly before I show you how to do this. So yeah, the yellow, like all the colors are amazing. So the yellow, orange, red, green, and then there's another orange here, which is like a light orange, which I had separate because I was doing another project and I hadn't even thought of it. I should have done this like this. Didn't even think of it because of course this one was in another bin for another project. You will not believe that project. It looks amazing. So I'm going to leave that one aside. Put these back in the order I had them. And let's take a look at these. So these are the other colors. There's clear, a kind of like a pearl white, pink, blue, and turquoise. So I'm going to show you with the turquoise, and we're going to use just the one color to show you how to do this. But I would definitely recommend, let me move these aside here. I would definitely recommend doing an ombre color, and of course you could have done the light orange and dark orange that I missed out on. It's so funny when you're doing something, you're very focused on what you're doing, and you didn't, like, I kept thinking, I wish I had a better color to match. And I did. So these are my seed beads that I have, that I've bought over time to stock up. So I'm just going to set those aside because all we need right now is one set of Tilas and some seed beads. I'm using 11-0 seed beads. These are check, so they're small and round, so that's important. So let me just, I'm going to move this whole mat aside out of the way, and I have another lovely lavender mat. So thank you so much, Beebeecraft, for this, inviting me to do this collaboration with you. This is so much fun. I really enjoy it. It gets me going, like, to figure out new ideas, things that I may not have thought of doing. So we're going to keep our lovely bracelet. So I didn't attach a clasp yet. You could put 2 magnetic clasps, one on each end, or you could put a bar, like a slider one, or you can actually just put some beads here and attach a toggle clasp. And this is how it looks on. It's amazing. It feels really neat too, all the beads. It's very lovely. Very lovely. That's those guys here, and I feel like there's a big shadow, and I've been playing with my camera position, doing different projects. So I'm going to take some of these out. These are amazing. Oh, they're really lovely. So these are 5 by 5. Let me open this up here. Put that one aside. There's a few little chips, but I've only found maybe 3 in one container that had chips like that. So that, yeah, there's a nice iridescent. Okay, so we'll put those there. Like that. And you're going to need some seed beads. Like that. And I am using the Dragon Thread 0.005. Initially I started, I think I was using a Nymo thread, so you can use a Nymo thread as well, but then I thought this 0.005 is thin enough so that you still get this effect of the movement in the beads. So I went ahead and did that. I feel like maybe it's a bit stronger, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Nymo would work as well. So I have a size 11 needle, and I took a wingspan of thread, and we're gonna grab one of our tiles. So basically what we want to do is we want to start out, I'm going to cover that. We're going to start out by creating this row of 4 and adding these little picos at the top and the bottom. That's simple. So there's different ways you can do that, whichever works for you. I'm going to just do one. Trying to think. No, I think I'm going to go through first. So just go through first and just hang on to your thread. We're going to tie that off. You could use a stopper bead, but I don't think you need it. Pick up 3 11/0s, that, and you're coming through the one hole. You're going to go through the other hole like that. Bring everything through. So there's your. So now we're going to put the 3 here, and then we're going to tie the knot. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we're going to go through it once first. So go right through. And when you're going through the other side, you're going to go through those beads as well. So let me enlarge this. So go through everything again. And if you can get through that one as well. Like that. And then go through these 2, and then we're going to tie a knot. So looks funky, but it'll look better once we attach this thread. So just do a knot. There's one. Like that. I'm going to do 3 total. It's probably only need 2. And the 3rd one, that. And then we're going to cut that. It's time to sharpen my scissors. This design is so much fun. I don't know about you, but when I do bracelets that come out with a neat design as you're doing the components, it's like it's interesting, but it's super cool when it starts to do a very interesting design. So I'm just going through and we're going to hide that little piece of thread from the knot. Sure. Doesn't go over the bead. There, so it slid in there and we can pop this up. There, that. So that's the first one, is all you need. So now we're going to do, we did 4 on the other, we might as well do 4 because I think it'll look nicer. You can do as many as you want to have it thicker or thinner. So now, to add the next one, we're going to pick up 1 bead and 1 tile, and then another bead. So that's what you should have on your needle. And you're coming out of this one, you're going to go into this one, and it's going to connect it together. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to go through it again. Go through this 11-0 that we just put on, through the Tila and through the next 11-0. Don't worry if your thread gets loose. When we pull it through, it'll tighten up. And like that. Okay. Now we're going to add our other 2 beads to complete the picot. That. Go through the open hole. Like that. Now we're going to pick up the other 2 on this side. That. And we're going to make sure you see how this bead has popped up. Make sure you go in from the top. Like that. And then come through the Tila and the other 11-0. Like that. There's your first set. You could essentially cross your thread over here so that you don't see it up here, but I didn't really find it was too bad on the bracelet. I mean, if you're looking very close, you can see the thread. So you might want to put your thread down here. Just thought I'd mention that. Okay, so now we want to add the next one. So we want to position ourselves in here. So we're going to come through these 2, down through the Tila, and out this one. So I'm just going to get my needle in there, like that, and then down through the Tila and out through that 11-0. And again, it's loose, no big deal, it will tighten. That. And continue on. So we'll just go pick up 1 11-0, pick up a Tila, pick up another 11-0. We're coming out of this 11-0, we're going to go into this one through the Tila and through the 11-0. And sometimes you have to kind of scooch your beads with your thumb to get it in the right spot. There, like that. Well, this is going to look beautiful. Oh, did it go? Yeah, okay. So now we want to position ourselves so we can create our picots. So go over to that bead, through the Tila, through the 11-0. And pull it tight, and it tightens everything. So add 2 11-0s. Coming out of that 11-0, we're going to go into the Tila. And move that over and tighten it. Pick up 2 11-0s. Go through this 11-0, through the Tila, through the 11-0 on the other side. That. So now you have 3. Let's go through these two and through the Tila. So you can do it in different steps. Like that. Go down through the Tila and through the 11-0 on the other side. Okay, pick up an 11-0, another Tila, and an 11-0. We're coming out of this side. We're going to go down this side through the 11-0, through the Tila, through the 11-0. Like that. And put that over. Now we're going to go through the 11-0 that we just put on, through the Tila, through the 11-0. Like that. And don't worry, that will tighten up when we come through. Like that. We're going to add our picot onto this. So pick up two 11-0s. Coming out of that 11-0, we're going to go into this Tila, the second open hole. That. And two 11-0s. Go through the 11-0 and come up through the Tila and the 11-0. Now the magic starts. You could continue and do a totally different bracelet. I had thought that maybe you could do a whole line of these and then a whole line on the other side, but attach the chain part this way. So maybe I'll try that. Not for this one, but for another. So now we want to go through just this because we want to build this way. So this is what we have. So now we need to add these strands of beads. And to do that, we are going to use these top beads of the picots. So these guys here. So let's just go through this one. You are going to add, let me set this down. You're going to add 10 seed beads on one side, 10 on the other. But what we're going to do is we're going to add an 11th one, which will make up the top bead of the picot, and that way it will position it nicely. So, okay, so let's move these out so we can count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember I said we're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other, and a single bead. So that's 11 on this. And I'm just going to push it off my needle. And then 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm just going to draw this all the way down. So now you have 21 beads and it's coming out of this top picot. You're going to go back in through that bead from the other side and it'll create a loop just like that. Okay, now we want to do the same for all the others, so we're going to find a path up and through to the next one. So let's go down. The very next bead is this one here on the side, and we're going to go through the Tila, through the next 11-0 like that, then go through the picot and through. I'm just going to nudge my bead to the side so I can go through the Tila and come up through the bead on the other side. I don't know if you can see that right there. That. Then you're going to go down this side here. And what this does is it reinforces the bottom piece as well. That. So you're just going down, around, and up, and then we're going to come back to this one. So let's go through this 11-0 and let me do it separate so you really see what I'm doing here. I don't want to confuse you. And up through the 11-0, through the Tila, through the next 11-0, and then through the top. And you're always going to follow your thread path. So let me just move this on the side. So you're coming up through here. You're going to go through this side of the bead. Okay. Now, for this section, now that we're going to add the next loop, you want to link it to the loop next to it. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can just look at it and go, oh, okay, I have to do, you know, go up and over, this kind of thing. So just try and remember. I think this one I did under. So let me see if I did it differently. Yeah, so these are all under. So go under and over. I'll show you what I mean by that. Whichever way you do, you can go up and over the set of beads next to it, or you can go under the set of beads next to it and down. You have to do the same every time to get this effect, this kind of effect. Otherwise it'll look all crisscrossed. So let's take a look. So start with, I might as well put that down. We're going to put 21 beads on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And it's not as important if you're one off on your beads as it would be with peyote. So don't stress about over counting. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10. I'm going to go underneath this loop here and come out on top. And the beads will go down all the way. It's gonna plop down, but not to worry. When we pull the thread through on the other side, it will all line up. So we go back to our initial bead that we started, the top bead here. We're going to go through the opposite side because the thread's coming out this side. So we're going to go through this side. Like that. And there you've got your link. So now take your thread and you're going to go through the very next, you're going to follow this bead path around again. So go down, and again this is going to get loose, it will get tighter as we go around. So go through the 11-0, through the Tila, through the 11-0 on the other side. So it looks like I got a knot in my thread, but this is so small it will go through, so don't worry about it. I just felt it hooking. Let's see where it is. There. There's our second one. And again, these look a bit funky right now, but once we attach that second piece, they'll line up really nicely. So, okay, so let's go. We want to be up here on this top bead, the next set. So we're going to follow the thread path going through this top 11-0 here. then down through the next 11-0, through the Tila, through the next 11-0, like that. Okay, then we're going to go over to the next 11-0 through the Tila and the 11-0 on the bottom side. That, go through the 11-0, the next 11-0, the Tila, and the 11-0 on the other side. Okay. Then you're going to go through the top 11-0. We're going to get our 21 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so take a look. We are coming out of this side of the top bead. We're going to go around to the other side, but we need to go under the one next to it, the loop. So right here, we're going to go under, like that. We're going to go through the 11-0 seed bead at the top from the opposite side and pull it tight. That's our second set. So now we are going to continue through to the next 11-0 on that same Tila. Go through the Tila and go through the 11-0 on the bottom side. Pull through and follow the bead path around. Just go through everything. This goes a lot faster when you're doing it yourself. It's just doing the instructions and counting out loud and stuff like that. It's a little longer. So I'm just gonna start to go a little quicker. So I'm gonna follow. Just gonna flip this over a little easier here. Go through the Tila. Like that. Then go through the top 11-0 and add your 21 beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That. Okay. So we're going under the loop right next to it. So bring your needle under. Like that. Go through the opposite side of that top 11-0. That's the picot. So this is what we have so far. Let me lay this flat so you can see, and I'll pull that tight so you can see how it's starting to come together. Woohoo! So for this one here, the last one, we are going to go through, take our thread through the Tila one more time, and then we're going to come up the side of the beads, and then we're going to add this to the top. So, and then basically that's it. You just keep doing that. So we're coming out of the top 11-0 here. So we're going to go through the 11-0 next to it, through the Tila, through the next 11-0, pull it snug, and then go through these guys like that. through, go through the Tila, through the 11-0 on the other side of the Tila. There, that. That. And again, you want to follow your thread path. So if we're, and it's, you got to think of it as in circles. You're going like this through stuff. So you go from left to right. So we're going to go through that top picot bead. Now we're going to go through the 11 beads that we added in the loop here. So let's just go through. There's different ways to count it. I'm just going to count as I put my needle through. So it's a little bit of finagling here. So let's go 1, 2, 3. 3 beads. You can pull it through now, or you could just keep counting on your needle. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There's your 11th bead. So that 11th bead is going to be your top picot bead. Okay. So I'm going to tilt this a little here, because this part I really want you to see. So you think you want to add a Tila here and here, like that, and like that. So we want to create a picot here and all the way through, just like we did there, and then the picots on the other. So if you think of it that way, you need a bead here, because we've already got the first one and one on the other side, but we'll get to that one. So let me pick this up. You're going to pick up 1 11-0, a Tila, 3 11-0s. So you have 1 11-0, a Tila, 3 11-0s. You are going to draw them down like this. Then you're going to go into your second open hole of your Tila, like that. Bring your thread through that, and pick up your last 11-0 so that you have a picot on that side, and you're going to go through your initial top bead, which is part of your loop. Like that. So there is your other side. So now what we want to do is we want to start adding to this side while we're picking up the 11th bead on each of these. So to do that, we're going to follow our thread path. So go to your 11-0, down through your 11-0, your Tila, and your next 11-0, like that. And as you're going, you're pulling your thread, because it does get loose. So I just pulled it. Looks nice and neat now. So now we're going to follow this through till we get to this bead here, and then we'll add the next one. So let's go through these two 11-0s. And I'm going to pull that tight so it's down. And if things are getting loose, you don't know which direction to pull, always pull in the direction that things are going. So let's go through the Tila and through the next 11-0. Like that. So now we want to add another Tila. So we need to pick up an 11-0, a Tila, and another 11-0. So we're going to do it like we did the first side. So we're coming out of here, we're going to go into here. So this 11-0 through the Tila and through the 11-0 with 11-0, Tila, 11-0. Then they'll sit side by side, and then we can pick up. This is gonna change direction, so we're gonna pick up the bead from the other side. So go back through the 11-0 and through the Tila and the 11-0. We'll get this tight again. Here, let me do it in two pieces, two sections. A little snag here. Oh, it's a knot. I wonder if I put my needle down, and sometimes that happens. Let me see where I'm at here. Nope, that's good. Okay, we need to go through this 11-0. Okay, like that. Now you're going to pick up two 11-0s to complete this picot. Go down through your Tila with your 11-0s. Pick up one 11-0. We are going to pick up our 11th bead. So I'm just going to quickly count. So there's 2, 4, 6. Oh, I lost my count there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Here's my 11. Okay, pick that up. This wanting to tangle again. Let me extend it. Sometimes that's all it is. Okay. So now we are going to go through this 11-0 at the base of the Tila, that, and it will attach everything. And go through the Tila, through the 11-0, and pull tight, and there's your second one attached. Now we're going to do the same thing again for the rest of them. So go through your picot on this side and then through this, and it is loose when I do that with my needle, but don't worry, you can just pull it tight and it goes back into shape. So now we are going to add the second Tila. So pick up an 11-0, a Tila, an 11-0. Coming out of this 11-0, we're going to go into the top 11-0, or the 11-0 that's on the other side of the Tila, and go through the Tila and through the 11-0. Just like that. Go back through those again. Do it in two steps here. It's always harder to do this on camera too, so if you're thinking it looks confusing, it really isn't. So I find sometimes when I'm doing somebody else's tutorial, I'll look at the video like just to see what's going on, but I don't have my stuff in front of me that I'm gonna, do the bracelet. I find it's easier if you actually get your stuff in front of you and pause the camera, do the first step, then, you know, start the video again and do it that way. I find it's so much easier. And that way I end up doing it and I'm not just watching. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like that. And go through everything again. That. And let's see if we can tighten that a bit. There, perfect. It's coming along. Pick up an 11-0, Tila, 11-0, and go through. Like that. Go through everything again, like that. So definitely take a look at the Beebeecraft items. I will leave the links in the description, and don't forget to use the coupon code EMMA10 to get 10% off your entire order, and orders over $25 is free shipping, so it's a great deal. They have a huge sale on right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew that was going to happen. I lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. So yeah, this is a really fun bracelet. And you know, it's funny, when I did the ombre one, I thought, you know, I don't know. Now I'm going to go through this twice so that it tightens this part here. And then we'll come up and we'll add our loops again. So we'll go through everything one more time. Yeah, when I was doing the ombre, I thought, oh, I didn't know what color I could use that would really be fun. And lo and behold, this one's really turning out amazing. The colors are awesome. So look at that. That's la 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 la. That's the magic. Ta-da! Let's go ahead. This time I'll do it. We'll see how fast I can do it without giving instructions, so that maybe it'll go faster. Eight, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Through everything. So just gotta be careful, it gets hooked. So through here. And you're gonna need more thread. So I found the best way to add and end my thread is to hide the knots inside the Tilas. You can do it through the 11s as well. It's not that big a deal, but definitely better through the Tilas. But just remember that if you have to go through that Tila, don't put your knot there. Put it somewhere that you've like lower down in your bracelet and not close to the ends where you might need knot areas for your clasp. So just remember, I've done that. It's not fun. You're like, what's in there? I can't get this through. 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So again, you want to follow the same pattern you did at the bottom ones. So we went under. So here's the first loop here, and our second loop came under and over, under and over. But you can do it over and under too. So just make sure you follow the same pattern. So under and over, like that, and through that. Does that go through? Can't see. I can't see. Okay, and down through the Tila to get everything nice and secure. Like that. Through the picot. Up. Like that. Over to the next one. So you see there is a lot of thread because we're going up and around the Tilas quite a bit. That. And through the top one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Under and over, under and over. And through that top picot. And then down through the Tila. Like that. Down. Back up. This is gonna be amazing. I love these colors. You know, I have to say, you guys probably know this. I always say, I love these colors. It's like, Emma, you love all colors. As long as it's pink, turquoise, orange. Okay, let's count the next ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that one came off. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to go under the loop beside it and over. And oh, this one's in a different direction. So let me okay, this is different because the thread is going in a different. No, it should be the same. I don't know. I got confused. There we go. Okay, so let's go through the Tila to secure that loop, like that, through the picot, through the Tila, and the 11-0 on the other side. Oh, like that. So this is what we have so far. Now we are going to just making sure they're all going the right way. We are going to go through and find the 11th bead up here. So let's go through the picot, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There's our 11th one. So on this one, we're going to start with 111-0 and a Tila. So the end one, or the one that you start with, is going to be different from the ones we add along the side. So if you think of it this way here, so there's one bead there, there's the top picot bead, we're going to need another one here. In the meantime, we need 3 here, so that's a little different than how we did the others. So pick up 3 11-0s, and you're going to go through the open hole like that. I knew that was going to happen. Thread came off my needle. So I'm using a John James 11-0 needle, and I find it's great because the eyes of the needle are nice and big, but you have to hang on to your thread when you're pulling things through. And you know what? I've been using it for a while. I do get used to hanging on to my thread, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so we need another bead here to complete this picot. So pick up an 11-0, go through the 11th bead on the loop. That. See how I grabbed my thread so it doesn't get loose. And there. Now we're going to go through everything again. So go through the 11-0, through the Tila, through the 11-0, pull it nice and secure, go through the 11-0, and through the next 11-0, through the Tila, through the 11-0. We're going to pull it through and we're going to snug it up because you can see it's gotten loose. So just pull it tight. You see how easy it is. Now we are going to add our neighbor. Hello, neighbor. So pick up an 11-0, a Tila, and 11-0. So when you're adding them together, that's all you have to do is because you're basically just gonna go from this 11-0, take all your stuff and go through the 11-0 on the other side, like that. Go through the Tila and the 11-0. Get everything lined up. And go through everything we just added on. Pull tight, like that. Now we're going to finish off our picot, so add 2 11-0s. Go through the Tila, there. Now we need one 11-0, and now we need to find our 11th bead on our second loop. So let's put it down. Actually, it's easier to count from, I'm going to put my bead down here. So let's go through. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This one hiding back here. I paused earlier because I was looking through the camera and I knew if I took my eyes off the camera I'd lose my count. So there you pull, go through that 11th bead, then go up through this 11-0 of your second set of Tila and 11-0s. Go through everything and bring it in. Then go through everything. And we're going to add the next one. And I think that's where we'll end because I don't have a lot of thread. So there is this. So you can see how quickly this gets going. It's very exciting. It's so pretty. I love it. I love it. It's very slinky. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. This was a really fun design. And yeah, we'll be doing some, like, putting some clasps on things. In case you're wondering what to do with this, I would put like a jump ring on the last one and a jump ring on the other, and put a very light magnetic clasp and do the same on the other side. So there you go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me, and thank you, Beebeecraft, for this great opportunity to play with some beads. Take care, everybody. Bye.